Welcome everyone to our very first BNSA $1 Million Mastermind Winter 18 edition. What a mouthful. Winter 18 edition. Guys, this can be and will be a life-changing experience, but it all depends on you. Now, normally in the past, and some of the returning mastermind members will know this, I start off with, housekeeping stuff. But housekeeping never inspires anyone. Am I right? Yeah. So I decided, chuck it. Okay, I'll go over it later. I'm not going to chuck it, but we'll hit housekeeping later. What I want to jump right in before I bring the brilliant Ed McNeil on and give you that Think and Grow Rich meat. I want to start off by asking a really important question that I want you to think about. And I asked myself this very question. What's your why for being here? Why are you here? Is it for more business? Is it for a better business? Is it for a stronger business? Is it for relationships? Something I haven't mentioned. What's your chief why? Why are you here? It could be, I just need a level of accountability. I need, I think if I know that every Monday I have to be here at 5:30, certain things must be done by then, which again is accountability. What is your why? Another question I want you to think about is, how will you measure your progress? And the reason that I ask these questions, like clockwork, we tend to get most, if not all, the members fully engaged on the first 3 or 4 weeks of the 10-week mastermind. It is 10 weeks this round. And then midway, and Ann told me this from day one during the demo mastermind. Remember that, Ann? The folks that aren't really committed, the folks that aren't really tracking their progress, that aren't fully engaged, that didn't establish a why, they will start to fall off. And one of my goals as a facilitator is to do everything I can, along with the whole team that's running this, to stop that from happening, because that tells me that, something is not going the way it should be in your business. No judgments here. I think we've all been there. But what is your why? Why are you here? And something that we implemented last round was moving the needle. You guys remember that really well? I remember David, Susan, Wendy coming on, all saying, Mary, you remember that too, coming on saying literally, and I'm not going to start that today, but as the mastermind progresses, as early as next week, literally everyone is starting off at 0%, I'm assuming. And then every week you got to tell us how the needle moved. You have to guesstimate. So did it move 5%? Did it move 10%? Did it move 20%? And you have to share that with everyone in the group. Because this is not just a place for you to come and sit and chill, and maybe you'll read the book and maybe you'll check it out, because I do believe it says on the sales page, we want people that are movers and shakers and that really want to make things happen in their business. Those are the types of folks that I'd like to see in this mastermind. And I don't see Havila on here. So if someone, Susan, if you can text Havila, because I'm wondering if she has the old number and can't get in. Okay. So it's important that we're all making sure that we're here. And something that can be rather frustrating, which is why I tend to wait until week 3 to do this, is when we break off into groups. And then, week 4, week 5, or week 6 will come and you only have half your group, and it lets down the rest of the members. So we wait until about 2 or 3 weeks in to see who's still sticking with us, right? Yeah. And if you're not going to be here, because we're all professional speakers, we have a busy schedule, I know I'm not going to be here every Monday, then why not let your mastermind know and your facilitator know, hey, I'm not going to be here on April the blah, because I have a speaking engagement, but I will check in with my results. Am I right? So I'm asking everyone to be accountable to the mastermind, because here's the thing, the folks that show up, do the work, not only do they see benefits in their business, but they make an impression on all the other mastermind members. And then I start to think, I wonder if she can do this for BNSA, or this person mentioned that they were looking for a contact to get into X company. I happen to know that Ann or Doris or Shamika knows someone in that company. Let me connect the two. But if the person never shows up, they're not responsible. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to recommend that person because they've just shown me that they're not reliable. Does that make sense? And I think we're all in here to get the full benefits of this experience. And also what we stand for at Black NSA are the 3 C's. Anybody know what those 3 C's are? It's on our logo. Come on. Make me proud. What are those 3 C's? You can put them in the chat room. Really? What are those 3 C's? Help me out. Those 3.
Collaborate, community. Collaborate,
community,
and connection.
And connection. Yeah, and we didn't just put it on there because it looked cute and they were all C's. We put them on there because we meant it. So this is a form of all 3, right? So I want us to fully engage. And if you do, oh my goodness, the results are out of this world. And Ann McNeil is going to get into a lot of those. So one of the things we love to do the first time around is give everyone a chance to introduce themselves. That can be a dangerous thing with speakers, because then we go on with, my name is Sally Jefferson and I speak on leadership. I also speak on customer service and presentation skills. And then often, no, please do not give us a full bio and every single topic you speak on. We want it to be short, to the point. And here's the goal. Your name. And maybe someone can type this into the chat room as I say it. Your name, your location, which would be nice, your area of expertise, and it's good, and your audience. So if you do speak on leadership, what audience do you serve in the leadership area? That would help us. And then after you give us those 4 things, if you're returning, what's your why? But what was that shift since the last mastermind for you? Keep that really short. I know that's dangerous, but I'll share to give an example. So if you're a returning member, what's the shift and what's your why? If you're not a returning member, just what's your why for being here? And I'd like a quick mastermind give and a quick mastermind take. And what I mean by that is, in the mastermind, and I'm assuming you've mastermind before, but meeting with us every week and knowing that you're meeting with fellow professional speakers, what's something that you can offer in the mastermind? It could be, I'm really great with international companies, or I'm well connected with government contacts, or whatever. A quick little give, and then a quick little take. One of the things that I want to know how to do better, because remember, this is not just about money, but this is also about the whole speaker business. A take I need is, I don't know, a take could be, I want to transition from training to becoming a keynote. Not my situation, but that could be an example of a take. So again, your name. So my name is Marquessa Petway. I'm in New York City. My area of expertise is business reinvention, where I help 80% of the time speakerpreneurs, a word I created, and these are experts, authors, coaches, and the like. And I help them map out their whole business and make money. I'm known as a strategist. I'm returning, and I'm gonna tell you, money, I can make money, but managing money was a whole different situation. And I love the growth with how I understand my money more now than ever. I recently had my first 6-figure month. So I have certainly grown from this Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. And it feels so good because, yeah, I'm busier than ever. I'm overwhelmed as heck. I cannot tell you how many times I said I cannot do it this round, but I'm committed, not to just Black NSA, but Think and Grow Rich really works. So I said, darn it, if it kills me, this is gonna happen. So, and then what did I say? A mastermind give is strategy. I'm a strategist. But let me give something out of my area of expertise. I guess my mastermind give could be connections. If you want to know, you're struggling as a speaker and you need to know someone in our NSA circle, I can certainly introduce you. And then if you want to, help us out and help us grow as Black NSA, I can help you make that happen. And then my take would be, Time management. That's a constant struggle for me. Sometimes I have a hard time delegating and trying to take it all on myself. So if someone says, text me or email me, I can help you out with this, or I can help you out with that. That would be a wonderful take. So again, name, location, area of expertise, audience. If you're a returning member, your shift, your why. And I didn't say my why. My why this time around is to this wonderful worksheet that Ann gave us. Where is it? I'm going to complete it and love my results this time around. This is something that you guys will all get, and will tell me when to post it. Some of you already have it. And this is the 10 areas of your life. And she asked you these really deep questions, and half the time they were all blank for me. But it's funny how I got answers for all of them. So by the time I end this mastermind, I'm going to love all my answers here, because this is about retirement and investing, and it gets down deep and dirty. So my why is really being ultimately in control of my financial future and having it on paper. You know, that's my why for being in here, and not to get overwhelmed with all the success I'm having right now in my business. All right. So hopefully you won't go as long as me, but who wants to kick it off? And just unmute and go.
Hi, this is Tanya. Can you hear me? Okay. So my name is Tanya Fitzpatrick. I'm in the Metro Washington, D.C. area. And my area of expertise is cultural intelligence and the transformative power of travel. I am a new member, and I'm here because I've been doing TED Talks, short TED Talks. I just finished my third a week and a half ago. And my talk is very powerful for that audience, but I haven't found a corporate audience that would find value, even though it's an important message. I don't know if there's a corporate audience or academic audience that would find value in what I'm sharing. And so I'm here actually to get some clarity on my positioning statement, to define my positioning statement, which I talked to you about, Marquessa, before I joined. My give, because I'm a publisher of my company and a podcaster, I am a social media beast. I'm learning lots of tricks and new best practices for different social media platforms. And I'm incredibly resourceful on the publishing side. My take, what I really, really hope to get, in addition to some clarity on my positioning statement, I really need a blueprint, a business blueprint, so that I can grow up to be like you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tanya. So well said. All right. Who's next? All right, Shamika.
Hi, everyone. This is Shamika Brathwaite from Queens, New York City. I'm in the New York City NSA chapter. Been a member for 5.5 years. I am a peak performance strategist. I help professionals. I work with professionals so they could discover, leverage, and slay their signature strengths in the marketplace. My target audience, I have the acronym SLAY, which means service professionals, ladies, artistic, creative individuals, and young professionals. My why is I'm here because I love the accountability. This is my third mastermind with Black NSA, and it has done wonders. I'm now a lifetime member of this mastermind. I'm like in every single one. What I could give, I'm really good with technology. If you're like now starting out, I've learned lots of tools that will give you the best bang for your buck if you're trying to keep it very low. And also I'm good with setting up processes in place. So that way, with VAs, if you're looking for like utilizing virtual assistants, I'm really good in setting up those processes in place. What is my take? My take is to really learn how to just have to strengthen my lead generation and my pipeline. I think that's where this program has helped me so much with everything else. Now I just want that funnel to just keep pouring in. So that's what I want to work on, is making sure those funnels are in place. That's it.
Yes, well said. I'm excited. Y'all heard from returning member too. All right, who's next?
I'm next. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Doris.
This is Doris Young Boyer. Hi, everybody. And what I do is I help people align their behaviors with their goals so that they get what it is that they want professionally and socially. I am very well versed in etiquette and protocol, and my newest venture is defining what a gracious, powerful leader is, and that's something that I'm writing about. I'm located in the greater New York area. I live in New Jersey. My ideal client is someone who is looking to move into the C-suite and needs the behaviors that will make them successful once they get there. My desired outcome of being in the mastermind is really accountability. I feel sometimes like I'm on my own and I need somebody to talk to, or somebody to say you're getting off onto the next bright shiny thing. Stay with A rather than going to B. Financial accomplishment, I really want to look at the long term. Where is this going to take me in terms of my future, not just what's coming up to pay the bills or for this year? How can I make sure that I'm going to be solvent 10 years or 20 years out? My strength is that I have the ability to get people to trust me and want me to be able to work with them and coach them. The struggle for me is delegation. How do I move away from things that I don't have to do? And how do I afford to be able to hire somebody else to do it? I'm a good strategist. That's my give. I can help people look at what they're doing. I find it hard to do it for me, but I could have them look at what they're doing and see if their behaviors and their actions are connected to where they want to end up. So I'm glad to be here.
All right, thank you, Doris. All right.
All right, I will go next. Hello, everyone. My name is David Banks. I am from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and my expertise is really helping people discover their why. I've developed a technique, a proven technique to really help people understand their purpose and really helping them to understand their original design. I am a returning member. I was in the last one and just really gained so much, and that's why I'm here again. And my why is really two, developing relationships. I did that in the last one, and that was really beneficial, and also resources. Marquessa and Anne just really gave a lot of great resources that I'm still using that has truly been a benefit. Tanya was my group leader, and even after the mastermind group, I stayed in touch with her. She really helped me through some difficult things that I was dealing with and my profession. So that was truly a benefit. One of my I am a strategist. I can work with people to really, if they are wanting to develop a new program or really wanting to talk through a program, I have done well helping people to really kind of think through that process, to really help them understand step 1, step 2, step 3. And I think for a take, I'm really interested in doing more national training and national speaking. I'm really wanting to take this model of purpose discovery and just really go into other markets in other cities. So I'm really excited about being here and just really wanting to glean from all of you.
Thank you, David. Awesome. And David is not the only guy. We have some guys that aren't on here today. But so far you get all the attention. All right, who's next? Don't be shy. Okay. And you'll be last, because then after you, you introduce, we'll segue into your section.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Fernandez, and I'm from Wareham, Massachusetts. The last time we spoke, I've since moved, but still in Massachusetts. I am a return. This will be my second time. My expertise, I'm an entrepreneur in the world of tea and good health. My talks are usually on tea and feeling, feeling in the moment and sort of being mindful, sort of taking care of oneself. So for all of you busy individuals who are running across the town and doing all these great and wonderful things, I want to remind you to slow down, relax, be in the moment, pause and sip. So that's a lot of my presentation. I'm looking to move more into the health industry. My give is I'm somewhat of a strategist. I have a strong background in government, so those who are interested in doing business in government or government contracting, both on the state level and or on the municipal level. What I'm looking for this time around, my why, is accountability in measuring progress. I'll also add a little bit more of doing a little bit more social media, trying to get out my product. I'm again looking forward to a session of that constantly, and I think the one thing that I did get out of it was that importance of the accountability, but even more important, really being able to measure that progress, especially when you have a lot of a task in front of you.
Wonderful. And Mary's teas are wonderful. Thank you for mine. I don't even like tea and I'll drink yours.
Thank you. Welcome. You're welcome.
All right. Who's next?
Hello, 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 everybody.
Pamela.
How are you all doing today? Oh, no, everybody's on mute, so you can't talk to me. So my name is Havilah Malone. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I specialize in self-mastery and success. So really being able to get that clear communication internally as well as externally to be able to get out there, whatever your message is, and build a brand around it, and then use that to be able to create products and services and things that help you to help other people. So I am a #1 best-selling author of a couple different books. One of them is a Napoleon Hill Foundation book, which actually takes the Think and Grow Rich model and makes it available for children, and also on how to become a publicity magnet in any market via TV, radio, and print. I also have a background in television, and I'm Miss Louisiana, Universal 2018. So a lot of really fun, exciting things. I am a returning member of the Mastermind. I believe this is my 3rd Mastermind so far. They've been extremely powerful and helpful to be able to have people who are of like mind, who are looking to move in a similar direction as you are, and being able to bounce ideas off of them, being able to ask those questions on like, well, how do you get this done? Or how do you, increase your prices and still feel good about, all of those things that are needed in this industry. You get it through this mastermind, especially with going through Think and Grow Rich. So I'm excited to be back again for this winter mastermind. It is powerful. It is very, very, and the connections that you make with people. Like I'm still connected with a lot of individuals from our previous masterminds, and we're working on projects together and keeping each other accountable for those projects. So it's huge that you're here right now. One of the things that I'm looking for is to be able to continue to expand my speaking internationally. So for those of you who have holds in international markets, trust me, I'll be reaching out to you. And also on increasing my social media following, because even though I do a lot of things in the traditional publicity world of like television, I'm looking to be able to bring that same following to the Facebook, the Twitters, the Instagram platforms, and increase those. So I've been creating a lot of like video content and things like that, and just of course looking for support and strategies in those arenas. What can I give? A lot. Definitely support, encouragement, accountability, strategies. If you're looking to clarify your messaging, if you're looking to, you want to know how to publish, go about publishing a book, you want to know how to create a program, those type of strategies in those areas, especially around messaging. And also a lot of times it's just us getting in our own way, and we're not confident about, like, we know what to do, but we're just like, should I take that step? And, being able to help you to get there. So I'm super excited to meet everybody who's involved in this mastermind. If you know anybody else who should be a part of this mastermind, get them here. So that's all for now. Bye.
Thank you, Havilah.
You're welcome.
Who have we haven't heard from Monica and Demetri. We finally see your pretty face. Yes. Guys, mute your line if you're not talking so we don't have the feedback. Yeah, mute your line for me. All right. You want to go next? Susan, have I heard from you? Why you been all shy?
You know, I want to let my Black NSA sisters and brothers go first. I will always bring up the rear as needed. So I want to start off by saying, number one, that I had never heard of Think and Grow Rich before, starting the mastermind last time. Absolute game changer in mindset. Number two, I set a goal of $65,800 in my mastermind, and I reached 88% of that goal, which materialized out of zero, right? We started with zero, and I now know how that money presented itself in my life, and I'm grateful for that result. And I also realized that my goal last time was to travel the world on someone else's dime by speaking. My problem is that I use the word dime, not bajillion dollars, and I would like a bajillion dollars. So my why is to move from dime to many, many, many dimes. Many, many, many dollars. So I love this community. I love this accountability, and I love the shift in mindset that makes us more successful every day. I speak on storytelling for innovators and disruptors, and my goal in this mastermind is threefold. Number one, to get 10 new corporate clients at a minimum of $10,000 per speaking gig, number one. Number two is I want to create an online course called the 7-Day PR Plan by the end of this course. And number three, I want to see a giant number, like $300,000 by the end of this year as a result of this mastermind. So I'm just putting it out there now, big numbers, big goals, not taking no for an answer.
Yes. And she's also a stand-up comic, can you tell? She does it out there.
I'm like, here's me pleading and desperate for applause and laughs. That's what that looks like.
Very good. Thank you, Susan. Okay, who have we not heard from?
I'll go. This is Wendy. I'm sorry. I'm in a coffee shop and it's a little quieter right now, so this might be a good time for me to try to go. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Just mute yourself out, but I don't want you to go away. Okay.
So I'm Wendy Gates Corbett, and I'm usually in Raleigh, North Carolina, but today I am in beautiful, sunny Huatulco, Mexico. I am a returning member, and my why is I'm returning here because I had a major shift. I had an awesome experience at the end of January where I was on stage and this video doing a keynote presentation, and my experience in that moment was beautiful, and I felt it, and I want to make that happen more. That was a big shift that happened for me after the last mastermind. In order to make that happen, I need to strategize, and Thomasina, I think you said that, I'm sorry, Tanya, you meant the idea of a blueprint for your business. I need to systematize my reaching out, my follow-up, my nourishing opportunities in order to make that happen. So my give, I can give connections in the talent development or training, corporate training industry. I'm very well established and well connected there nationwide. And I want to do business development strategy better. So I think that's about it.
Thank you.
I'm psyched to be here, and I agree. I think like Shamika, I think I'm a lifetime member because I love the accountability and the structure. Left to my own devices, I don't do it, and I want to do it, and so I thrive in this kind of camaraderie and this kind of community. So I'm here to stay.
All right. Well, we would love to have you. Thank you, Wendy. In case you guys don't know, some of you joined later, Wendy is in Mexico. Talk about commitment. She's on vacation and she's calling in. So she's somewhere in a cafe in Mexico. So that's why you hear all that background noise. Monica, have we heard from you? Okay. Make sure you unmute. There you go.
I'm an introvert.
The first thing that comes out, right?
One-on-one, I'm very shy. So I recently, well, I've been going through a lot of different things in my life. And one of those things was I became a widow just about 3 years ago, which caused a major shift in my life. I'd only been married 3 years, and my husband got sick suddenly and died from pancreatic cancer. So I've been self-employed for 30 years as a photographer. And as a result of that, I've traveled the world taking photos of a lot of well-known people. But lately, things happened in my life that have caused me to pause. And I've not had a lot of structure. I've been able to do a lot of things as a photographer. And as a result of that, people have invited me to speak because of my adventures. So I would like to pursue that more and also do a book. I also need accountability because as an entrepreneur who has been sad a great deal in the last 2 or 3 years, I would say that I have the desire to sometimes not get up in the morning. I just want to get back under the covers and go back to sleep. And I've done that. Not because I have it like that, but I've done that just because I couldn't do anything else. So I need accountability. I've been working on free things, on volunteer things as opposed to my business. And sometimes I do better when I'm at the edge. Well, I'm getting to the edge. So this was spur of the moment. I joined BNSA January 30th. There are things that are happening in my life that probably people might have jumped off of a river, but I believe in God and I just keep pressing forward. So I'm excited about being here, and I'm sorry I didn't mean to sound like that, but listening to some of you talk just kind of inspired me to be authentic, transparent, because sometimes people look and they think, oh, you got it all together. They have no clue how that is not the case. So what I can bring to the group, I'm in Detroit, by the way, and what I can bring to the group, I have a lot of resources. I've spoken internationally. I've traveled, taken pictures of a lot of well-known people. I was Rosa Parks' photographer. I've photographed Mandela and Muammar Gaddafi, a lot of different people. So I can bring resources, a lot of experience, not in speaking, but in just people and being able to do things. I've had a lot of corporate clients. And one of the, I guess, the greatest things that I've been able to do in the past, and I hope I can still do it, is pick up the phone and people answer. So I've always been able to refer people to other people. I was the publisher of Who's Who in Black Detroit for 2 years. And it was just one of those things. I'm just used to being able to call, or if I want something, go to an organization, go to a meeting and meet that person, and things happen. And I think I know I can offer that. So I'm excited to be here, and I look forward to getting to know all of you better.
Wow.
And thank you for your transparency.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We love that. We do. Monica. Awesome. Wow, right. And wow, you photographed Mandela? I'm still stuck there. Rosa Parks? Really? Wow, that's amazing. Certainly.
Wendy, I know what you're going through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Doris does. Yeah. And Doris, I want you guys to connect too.
Yeah, absolutely. Our time frames were I'm widowed about 3.5 years.
Wow.
And I also understand what you're going through, because I'm going through it now, and it's only been 6 months since I lost my husband.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, okay. Well, as you guys can see, this group, so many things come out of this group. Relationships, but also mindset and just that personal support. So one of the reasons we do the introductions, and by the way, we transcribe everything. It takes a little time to get the transcription. That way, if you can't remember what everyone says, I want you to stay present instead of trying to write. And this is a good time. Havilah did it last round. She heard someone speak to say something that she wanted to know more about, and they've since become accountability partners. I think they meet every single week. So you'll start learning about each other. And one of the action items that Ann and I ask you to do in this mastermind is to identify an accountability buddy. So maybe right now you're thinking about, oh, I want to talk to her or him because they said something that I can help them with, and vice versa. So this is a good time to do that. But Monica, thank you, because you really opened that door even more to transparency, and that's what we're about. We don't just share the wonderful things, but we also share the struggle as well. So thank you for that. Let's see, Thomasina, we finally see you on camera. Do you want to go next? And I'm not sure if you heard our structure.
Yes, I heard everything.
Okay.
And I am in a car. I'm driving. I'm actually traveling. I live in Orlando, but spend a lot of time on the road. And the call was actually a little bit earlier than I thought. So I have to return a rental car and catch a flight. So that's why I'm in the car. And I didn't want it to be distracting. So that's why I put it on, crossed out the video. My story is that I am currently working for a large financial institution, but am looking to do professional speaking. So I am just beginning. What I speak about, my area of expertise is what's called family legacy planning. And I work with families who appreciate that what matters most really is who they are and not what they own, not what their assets are. My particular niche audience is family-owned businesses, particularly family-owned businesses that are owned by women or run by women, and helping them to really be very intentional in developing multi-generational family legacies with strategic intention. My gives for this group would be strategic thinking, a strategic thought partner, a careful listener. Also very resourceful in terms of ideas, strategies, and connecting people, I think. I would say would be something that I have to give to the group. In terms of why I'm here and my big take, I'm here because I'm looking for community, people who are like-minded, who are very serious about doing something and focused on actually reaching their goals. And then the other piece for me is accountability. Someone, again, who understands what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to get to, and will help to hold me accountable for that, and someone for whom I can do the same. In terms of specifics, I would say as someone who's just starting out, beginning, I actually was at NSA's winter conference just this past few days and found that incredibly helpful. And I'm looking for resources, tools to help me understand the professional speaking world better and understand and figure out how to set up my own practice properly from day one, as well as specific strategies. Thank you.
Thomasina. Thank you. And quite a few of you came through Ann McNeil, which you guys are going to learn about, our superhero in this group. So thank you for listening and taking action right away. I do see M. Malachi. Is that a separate line? Or do you want to unmute Malachi and say something? Can you hear us? Maybe not. Okay, so we'll come back to you. Did we get everybody else? Trying to make sure.
Can you hear me?
Dimitri, I can't believe it. Hello, we got to hear from you. So, hi, pretty lady. So talk to us.
Hi. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. You guys, like for the last 30 minutes, I have about thrown this computer because out of all days, I've been waiting for this, and my whole computer decides to do an update. But I heard you guys because I've been listening on my phone, and now I'm up, so I'm here. All right, so I'm a newer speaker. I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and I speak on improving customer service and customer experience, and I really, really love it. My background is I came from the beauty industry, and I'm actually still behind the chair as a hairstylist and salon owner half of the week. And one of my struggles is my goal is to let that go this year and pursue my speaking full time. It's scary, but I really, really, really want to do this. And I'm really excited to be a part of this this group, because it's going to help hold me accountable. I really want to learn so much from everybody in here. One thing that I can offer is I'm positive, and I always look at things with the glass half full mentality. And let's see, my why. I really, really, really want to learn how to successfully close deals. And I do a lot of cold calling and a lot of sending out emails, but I'm not getting a lot of responses, and it can be discouraging. It can be frustrating. And then I wonder, well, what is it that I'm saying wrong? Or I don't know. So I really need some help trying to grow my business. I really believe in what I speak on, and I do team building as well. And I love that. It's a lot of fun. And trying to think what else I'm supposed to say. I've never been in this mastermind before at all, so this is new to me. And that's all I can think right now, but I'm excited to be here. And thankfully you guys can see me, I hope, with this computer.
Thank you, Dimitri. I'm glad you're here. Very good. Summer, so glad you're here. Yay. Summer's on the Black NSA leadership team. And you weren't here. It's in the chat room, Summer, what we're doing. Sorry
I'm late.
Oh, that's okay.
He ran over.
Okay. Wendy, thank you so much for posting that. I'm trying to find yours so we can post it down there so she'll know the layout of what we're doing. But the normal stuff: name, location, area of expertise, audience, and then your why for being part of the mastermind, and then end with what you can give to the mastermind and what you need to take.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
It's your turn.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I am Summer Owens, and I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. My area of expertise, I'm still refining, but it essentially is overcoming obstacles and being successful, even with challenges. My audience, I'm still refining. I am so excited. I'll be meeting with Marquessa on Friday, Saturday. I'll be flying in New York, and figuring out a lot of this stuff. My why is because I know I can help people. I have been helping people. I've been changing lives, and it feels amazing. I found my purpose in life, my calling, and why I've been through the challenges that I've been through, and I'm effective at what I do. My shift since last mastermind, I was not able to participate because I was teaching a college course, but I'm not this semester. So I'm excited to be participating. What can I give? I've been speaking full time for 5 years now. And so I've learned a lot the hard way. I have a lot more to learn, which is why I'm a part of this mastermind, as well as why I'm getting coaching with Marquessa. But I do know quite a bit just from what I've been through, as well as my corporate career. I've worked for corporate companies for about 15 years prior to speaking, so that's taught me a lot. And quick take, what I want to do better, everything. I've been pretty good at some of the things that I've been doing, but I am nowhere near as effective, mainly at getting booked as I want to be. So it's a whole lot that I can do better. I do feel like that I do have some things to offer too. So this will be a great give and take, I think, for me. Is that it?
Yes, that is. Perfect. Thank you, Summer. Great. And Chris, wonderful. So glad to have you here. Now, thank you, Wendy, my Wonder Woman. I don't know if you can see the chat room, Chris. We're doing introductions, and I think you're the last person except for Malachi, but Malachi, I need you to unmute yourself. Actually, I can unmute you. So give Chris some time and look in the chat room to see what we're looking for. Malachi, say something. Malachi, are you there, or your name is just showing up? Okay, maybe Malachi is shy. All right, Chris, you want to give it a shot?
Sure, I'm trying to find the chat room. Sometimes I get confused in Zoom.
Yeah.
Sorry. Is it just this last?
Yeah.
Oh, participants. It's participants first, right? And then chat.
Yes. Yes. And it's
Okay.
at the bottom. Yes. I think you may see something that says share screen. I think all of you guys see that. And then right beside it is chat.
I have, because I'm just on my phone. Maybe because I just joined.
Okay. So
There's nothing on it.
we'll walk you through it then. Your name.
Thank you. Oh, it just came out. Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's what I forgot. Go ahead.
My name's Chris McCarron. I live in Boston, but at the moment I'm in Dallas, Texas. I'm really just getting started as a speaker, which means I haven't actually spoken yet. But I'm a real estate agent, and I'm writing a book geared toward female investors, people who want to be real estate investors, first-time investors. My why is that I guess that means like, why am I here, or why do I?
Yeah, why are you here? What made you say, I'm signing up, I want to do this? And I'm assuming you're familiar with some level of Think and Grow Rich. Looks like, and you brought her in too? I'm surprised, and like, oh, superwoman there. So
I know, she's like, every time I talk to her, I join a new group.
When Ann talks, everybody listens. So
it's true. It's true.
Yeah. What is it that kind of brought you here?
Well, it's, sometimes you just follow the path and the universe says, here you go. This is what you've been saying you want. Here it is. And that's basically what happened. I mean, I'm in Dallas for a Mastermind summit for my book writing. And, I just realized that I am very complacent, that I don't have a lot of, I don't feel like I have a strong why in my life, that I'm kind of, just going through the motions. And even though I say, and I actually do intellectually want things, that I'm not like driven to get them. So I feel like I need a boot in the bum, and hoping that the accountability that y'all can offer me will be just the ticket. Let's see. And hold on, I'm trying to read this. My phone is so weird that if I'm in a dark place, it's dark. And if I'm in a light place, it's really too bright. But let's see if I put a light on it. There we go. It's shifted since I haven't done another Mastermind. So that's
and you already shared your why. So the last question is maybe, what can you give, and and you've already told us what you need. So we got that part. And
the boot in the butt is,
yeah.
And I can probably, give other people a boot in the butt if that's what they need. I can definitely, I think I'm pretty good at helping people to see their, the good things about themselves, and where they're doing things right, and have a pretty positive outlook. So hopefully if somebody's feeling kind of low, I can help them to see what they're offering, and how great they already are, and how close they maybe already are to where they want to be.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know yet, because this is my first time doing something like this, so I don't know what might be helpful that I can offer.
Well, thank you, Chris. So glad to have you here, and I'm excited
about
this journey for you. And I think we've covered everyone. Did I forget anyone on here?
Did Malachi ever speak up?
Yeah. Huh?
Okay.
So guys, if you're not, everybody else mute yourselves. And now I'm going to go to Ann McNeil. Now, it would take the rest of the time to give a formal introduction, but I will say that she is the winner of our very first Black NSA Visionary Award. Maybe I should have put a picture of the actual award, but I typed in Ann, and this is what came up. Every year at Black NSA, we have a lot of events. And by the way, on another call, I'll talk about Influence 18, because we are showing out this year in Dallas, Texas for Influence 18. You want information on there, go to nsaspeaker.org. We need tons of help. We may even do a TED Talk showcase. It's crazy. So make sure you stay engaged, because that's going to be one of the payoffs. And you must be a member of the Mastermind to join one of our meetings right after the conference is over, where we're debriefing about everything. So I don't want to get into that side, but because I brought it up. So Ann was our visionary winner last year, and she is the brain, yes. She is the brain behind not only the Black NSA, us using the Think and Grow Rich framework for our Mastermind. She called me up, sent me an email one day and said, hey, I want to give back to Black NSA. This is her whole business model, is to Think and Grow Rich. She has these international retreats every year. I'm planning on going, hopefully, if not this year, next year, put it on my calendar. and she just pours into you and you're like, huh? So you're going to get a lot of insights from her, a lot of direction from her, a lot of wisdom. A lot of you are familiar with her. That's why you're here. And if you don't know this, Anne is actually in the book, Think and Grow Rich. So she's in here, which is awesome. I don't know which page, but she's in here. And Anne is our chief facilitator. And every week she's the one giving us that homework. I'm the one making sure you do it. Okay, and I put you on blast. So, you may not like me throughout, but, we all play our roles. But I love that Anne is going to pour into us like she does every single time. And every time you turn around, she's getting yet another award. She's multi-millionaire. She's been, in that space for several years, and she knows what she's talking about. And she's a good friend, and she has the biggest heart you can imagine. And she's really helped take Black NSA the next level, and I appreciate her. So, Anne McNeil, you got the floor.
Well, thank you, and Think and Grow Rich, of course. but I really want to thank everybody for being willing to invest in yourself first. And I always like to start by sharing my story because I can relate to so many of our comments each and every time we start a new mastermind. And I am rereading the book myself. I'm on chapter 2 in preparation for this session. But 9 p.m., that's my story, December 31st, 1979, my husband and friends decided to go out and celebrate the New Year. I decided to pick up another version of this book and stay home and read it. But as I began to read the book began to read me. And I realized for the first time in my adult life, and this is 1979, first time in my adult life that I had really been on that treadmill of life, but had not really defined what my dream was until I got to the 6 steps, which we're going to talk about. So the 6 steps is what I like to focus on in the mastermind, and I'll share with you what the author asked me. Napoleon Hill asked me that night, Anne McNeil, how much money do you want? The second question he asked me was, what will you do in return for the money? The third question he asked me was, what date do you want the money by? And the fourth question was, what is your detailed action plan for exactly how you're going to get the money? The 5th step was for me to write an affirmation of step 1, 2, 3, 4. That becomes number 5. And number 6 says, repeat this affirmation twice a day. I started answering the questions. Number 1, I said, I'd like to have $1,000. And I did not realize at the time that I could not save $1,000 because I was so deeply in debt. And I refused to accept or come to the realization until that night. I sat there, I said, I make this much, I spend this much, I got a negative number. Pulled out a sheet of paper, I make this much, and spend this much, and got a negative number. And I went through that process until I came to the realization that I cannot reach this goal without doing something different. So I said, let me get a part-time job after my full-time job. New baby. I live 2 hours from where I work. What city do I get the part-time job? I think you can understand where I'm going with this. So that was my beginning of the journey. But that night I realized that I had been climbing the ladder of success in corporate, only to find that that ladder for me was leaning against the wrong wall. And that night I made a decision to come down off that wall and to begin to do something different. But 4 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden the door opens and my husband and friends come in, and I'm sitting there crying. And I always like to ask many of you the question, why was I crying? But for sake of time, I'll tell you I was crying because I realized I was hopeless. Hopeless because I could not figure out a way to save $1,000 a year. Now let me fast forward now, 30, 40 years later, 6 businesses later, 3 for profit, 3 not for profit. I now understand that it was a mindset shift that I needed to have because I could not make more money than I could see myself making, if that makes sense to anybody. And so even now, as I reset the goal, my desire is to make passive income at $1,000 a day, passive. So it doesn't matter where each of us are in this journey. The 6 steps would challenge our growth of our mindset. And I don't want to get into this, but I got to throw it out for any of you who've already seen the movie, the Black Panther. Anybody? So that helped to take my mindset to another level in terms of what's possible when we talk about sharing this idea, because we really do have the answer to the question. All right. So that's my story. I, like Marquessa said, we met a few years ago at NSA, and I looked at what I've done by using the book in many other platforms that I operated in coaching in my business. And I am the first Black female contractor in the state of Florida. I host a $1 billion luncheon each month. And I just met Monica and was sharing that we're in about 10 cities now with the National Association for Black Women in Construction. And Monica City in Detroit is one of those cities. We're starting a new chapter. And so, but we're using this book also. And I'm here to tell you, we've had beauticians, we've had women who knew nothing, but every single week we've read this book, and I'll just share this, and I'll come back to you, Marquess, and I'll wrap up. And I am just so honored that one of the women who started out as a beautician knew nothing about construction, and right now she is sitting on 16 contracts as a contractor, but also she's like 3 points away from getting her general contractor's exam. This is not having a college degree. This is not having a PhD. I don't even know if she graduated high school. It doesn't matter. The point is, when our mindset is clear and we have accountability and we know how much money we want, when we want it by, what we're going to do, and it can start here. And as our mindset grows, the dollar will grow. And that's really the long and short of what we're going to be doing over the next 10 weeks. So I'm honored to serve, and I'm very excited, very excited. Thank you.
Woo! Love it. Yes. How excited are you guys? And you can't be shy in this group. We do talk about money. Woo! I love it.
Yes. Thank you, Ann.
We do talk about money, and you know, it's interesting to me when folks say, "Oh, I just do this, you know, because it's in my heart, and I want to," and I feel the same way. But I also, money drives me also. So we've got to be willing to talk money in here. And here's something that's very important. And this is where Ann can give us some clarity. I really want you guys to set a very specific designated goal for this mastermind. This mastermind is 10 weeks. I would love if you could accomplish the goal within the 10 weeks. You know, you can always take it to the next level after the 10 weeks, right? But I find that folks are more engaged, and it's easier for the needle to move, so you feel better about yourself. Because I do ask you every week, do I not, guys? Ask you every week about the needle moving. And, you know, we'll get more instruction around that when it's time to. But please think of a goal for 10 weeks. Think of a goal where it's speaker related, is something related to your speaking business. Please be as specific as possible. And it can't be so generic to say, or it shouldn't be. It can be whatever you want, but we're advising you, it's better if it's not just, I want more bookings. I'm sure everyone wants more bookings. That's just what we do as professional speakers. The goal is, what exactly are you willing to do in this mastermind, right, Ann? In order to generate more bookings. So identify a specific part of your business. It could be, I want to work on my presentation. I have a couple of engagements coming up. I'm going to be in front of a large audience. I need to be ready because I know that I can get a ton of spin-off business. So I'm doing these things to be ready for that. I'm putting out a video. I'm making sure my website is right, whatever that is. It could be, I want to up-level my social media, and to be more specific, I want to, you know, I really want to use the heck out of Instagram. And right now I have 15 followers and I want to get to 5,000, whatever it is, something you can accomplish within 10 weeks that's related to your speaker business that we can actually put some numbers against. And you have a greater advantage, I think, in this mastermind if you can somehow attach money to it. And if you can't attach money, some type of numbers. And Ann can give better clarity on this. But I just find that when folks give me a goal, we're in February and the goal is not going to happen until December, the same urgency isn't there. Does that make sense? It's not there. And then they'll come back a month later, they'll say, well, I'm only at 5%. And they're not serious. And it's a turnoff. It's a turnoff, frankly. And it's like, why are you here? So please, 10 weeks, what can you accomplish in 10 weeks? What's that one speaker business or financial? It may even be something that's not necessarily related to the business side of speaking. You know, it could be the presentation side, could be the mindset. You know, I've heard a lot of people talk about that. And what advice could you give us when it comes to setting that goal? Because you mentioned those 6 steps. What do we want, and in addition to this question, and I think this goes hand in hand, what's that assignment you love to roll out to us that must be completed by the next time we meet?
Well, I think really when we start on chapter 1, that chapter 1 will answer all of the questions that you're asking, because for each of us, we read it differently. And I'm going through it again myself, and I don't have a problem in sharing. Many of us that were at Winter Conference, so this is for me. I set a goal. I'm answering her question. So I set a goal to, I went to the podcasting session. And while I'm sitting in the session, I decided, I said, let me set a goal to make X dollars generated, not directly from podcasting, but indirectly from podcasting, of building a new brand, right? So while I'm sitting in the session, I said, okay, now that's number 1. I answered number 2, I answered number 1. How much money do I want? I would like, I love the $1,000, is easy. So then I said, number 2, by when? So I said, in the next 24 hours, I would like to have 52 people from this event sign up with me to be on my podcast. That was date. And then I said, number 3, doing what? I'm going to ask them to be on my podcast. It was number 3. So number 4, and for those of you that have been through the process, you know the questions. And so number 4 was, what's my plan of action? And so right there in the class, as soon as it was over, I started with the speaker. And I started with everybody who held that microphone. And I went up to each person. And before I left, and some of you are on the call, thank you so much. But before I left, I hit 52. So I have 52 people. Now, going back to her question, I'm in the book. And what I have found is that when I've gotten off track, I've not been in the book. See, you can read the book, but change comes when you allow this book to read you, right, Havilah? You gotta give me 5, give me 5. And it will require you to become, if I can say this, butt naked.
That's
okay.
Right. Let it all hang out.
All right. And if you are really honest with yourself first, you will do the work. And so I've started getting back up earlier myself. And I really do believe I get more out of it than all of you, because it forces me to do the work myself. And so I'm coming back to her question, the answers in chapter 1. And so my question, I'm not sure if we're going to go ahead and get the assignments now, or if you want to wait, or what do you want to do next?
Let's give them the assignments now.
Okay, well, what we're going to do, and for those of you that have been here before, you know the drill. And I'm asking you, please don't skip. Please don't skip. I cannot tell you, I'm starting a brand new book. And for many of you that have seen, I have the other version. But for this session, I started a brand new book myself, right? So that I'm not pulled over to what I've marked up before, right? Fresh eyes. And I'm on chapter 2. We'll talk about my aha moment next week on chapter 2 when we get to that. But what I wanted, the homework is chapter 1 and the 6 steps. And I will encourage you, if you are a first timer, please do not wait until the day before to start reading, because you know you have to do your homework. And so we're going to ask you to bring the answers to the question, and they're all here. And I read them earlier in chapter 1. You'll know it when you see it. It just says 6 steps to riches in chapter 1. And depending upon the version you have, my version says page 28. But Marquessa, I'm not sure how do you want to, we can communicate in the Facebook page if they have any questions in between. And I will commit to also monitor and answer any questions in the meantime. But I'm just extremely excited. I'm extremely excited.
Yay! So guys, introduction and chapter 1 and those 6 steps. And those 6 steps will help you get some clarity around your goal. So all I'm doing is asking you to speakerize it a little bit. Because, opposed to saying, my goal is to get married, that's not related to the speaker business, although it's a beautiful goal. So something that's related to maybe that's on my mind a little bit.
I have a question. I think I got the wrong book. I got the brown one, Think and Grow Rich. Should I have gotten the blue? Do I need to go back and get the blue one?
No, you can still go ahead, Ann. Or
the questions are going to be the same.
Yeah,
Monica, the questions are going to be the same. It's okay. The questions are the same. Yeah, the questions are the same.
Long as it's by Napoleon Hill. We're not doing the Black choice. It's wonderful, I'm sure, but that's not what we're following here.
Okay.
Okay. And people can still come into the mastermind for the first week here. So if you're like, girl, you got to get in this, because that always happens. The recording's going to be put out ASAP. I try to get them out within 48 hours. Sometimes that doesn't work. It turns into 72 hours, but we'll get the recording posted right in the Facebook group. The transcript takes at least a little bit less than a week if you want to review it. And then for anyone coming in new, they're able to look at that. And please, I'm asking you, tell the truth. Some of you guys are members of too many Facebook groups, right? Please narrow that down, or at least put the Black NSA $1 Million Mastermind Winter as one of your top groups. You can do that, right? You can put it as a favorite. Yes, you can. You can put it as a favorite on your phone or in the group section. That way you're prioritizing the groups that you hear from initially. Because what drives me crazy is when we get questions and emails and it's all in the Facebook group. You know what I mean? So please use that as your first resource. The goal is to send out as many emails as possible with similar information, but that's maybe once or twice a week. Most of the information will be in the group. And then as we progress, you guys will break off into smaller groups so that, we have time for each person to share what happened in their week. So a lot will be happening over the next few weeks. I just don't want to overwhelm you. So you're going to do the homework that Ann gave you. Also look at the pinned post. Did anyone look at the pinned post? I think only a couple of people, okay, I think only a couple of people answered it, and I think I may have even posted it twice. I do that sometimes. Yeah, I think, was it Wendy? Yeah, so if you answered, I'm gonna have to take down one. So you know what, I'm gonna take down the pinned post, because it looks like I repeated myself, because I don't know, or maybe it depends. Let me see. No, I'm not, because Doris answered that. So just do me a favor and pick one of the posts where I ask you the same questions. So you can use the pin post and put it there. And I leave that pin the entire time. That way, once you're broken off into groups, Chris may say, I want to learn about Shamika. And she's able to page down and look at Shamika's answers. So isn't that great? That way you don't have to go, well, who is this person in my group? What are they about? You can just go to the pin post and do that. I added most of you to the email list. I'm over trying to get you to add yourself. But some of you did that for me. So make sure you blacklist, or not blacklist, whitelist, right? The BlackNSA@gmail.com to ensure that you get our emails. and that you make sure that Black NSA Million Dollar Mastermind 2018 winner is here. Show up at the sessions, put it on your calendar. Has everyone done that? You've added this to your Google Calendar. Guess what? We're gonna have the same number every week, although I got it wrong week 1. Really? I got it wrong week 1, right? So I will make a decision which is it going to be, this number or the one that's posted in there, but it'll be whatever number we choose, it'll be the same number each week, because members said that they did not like registering every single week. Anything else that I'm forgetting? There's a whole lot of things that will come up, but I don't want to overwhelm you. So I'm going to leave you with this question, because you never want to leave your audience with a bunch of information. You want to leave them with inspiration, right? So I would love for you to identify your 10-week sweet spot. 10-week sweet spot. We're doing this for 10 weeks. What's gonna, you've all said accountability, mindset, growing your speaker business, but what's gonna really keep you engaged? And that means you've got to do something on your own. I know I love to keep this Think and Grow Rich right beside me. Like Ann said, I've tried it. Doesn't work to try to do the homework the day before. Everyone can tell. And you're only hurting yourself, frankly. So I literally go into my calendar and I put down just a little bit, because, this Think and Grow Rich book is wonderful, but it's not always easy to read. So I literally put something on my calendar to remind me to read it every single day, but I set up daily, weekly, and even monthly tasks to make sure that this whole process is successful for me. So I'm asking you to do that and find your 10-week sweet spot. What I mean by sweet spot, what's gonna make you successful? Because I want each one of you that I'm looking at to be here at the end of the 10 weeks. Wouldn't that be awesome? And then we'll see each other a few months later in Dallas, Texas, which happens to be my hometown. So you're gonna love it. And then we're sitting across a table from each other and we're saying, girl, guess what? Or guy, guess what? During that mastermind, I made X amount of money, and it comes from X amount of gigs. And since that time, I've quadrupled my results. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at you guys to brag in a good way like crazy once we see each other in Dallas, Texas this summer. And if some of you on here, you know what I'm talking about, Black NSA is a community group underneath NSA. So I do recommend that you learn about NSA and get engaged. And if you're not a professional member, we can certainly make that one of your goals. I did link the main Black NSA group in here. Please check in and check it out and post and engage. That would be wonderful. And if you have any questions, please don't message me. I'd rather all the emails go through theblacknsa@gmail.com. It's easier, because then I'll get messages from everyone and it's too much to manage. And as a speakerpreneur, you want to protect your time. So please send it all to the if it's mastermind related, to theblacknsa@gmail.com. Don't worry, I check that every single day. And if it's something you need or some way I can help you or someone else on the team, we'll make that happen. And Robert Kennedy, I think he starts next week. There will be a different person in this chair. We're going to try to rotate it. The goal is, and then if you guys think you may want to lead this mastermind, I do ask that you are a professional member of NSA. That helps, so you know something about NSA. But if you're a professional member, you don't have to be on the leadership team, and you think you want to do this, just pay attention to kind of what we do, and let me know, and we can certainly make sure that happens, because over time we want other people to sort of facilitate this. And then I'm still confirming my group facilitator. Some of you I've spoken to, some of you I have not. Any questions and anything we want to mention to anyone?
No, again, I just want to repeat, please don't, let me put in a positive, please read the chapters early. And if you do have this version, please read the introduction and the preface, author's preface. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. And something I love to do, since we're all professional speakers, I always find someone who wants to leave us with our final thought and our inspirational thought, not a whole speech, before we end this. And so anyone want to take it? Anyone want to leave us just with something? That's my way of making sure that we're all heard and we get a taste of your speaking skills.
I'll share.
All right, David.
Well, I really think from learning more about being a part of this mastermind group, and I want everybody to know what you're going to really discover it's what's inside of you and all of the awesome qualities that's inside of you. And once you realize what's inside of you, you can conquer anything that is around you. So the more you really touch base and discover what's inside of you, anything outside of that, you will be able to conquer. So I just really encourage everyone to just really dig deep and really discover what's inside of you. And through that, you're going to be able to really conquer anything that will try to come your way.
Well said. And we will end on that note. See you guys in a week. All right. And I'll see you in the group throughout the
Bye,
day.
everyone.
Thank
Good
you
night.
guys.
Yep. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Excited about the
Bye.
journey. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.